Now, who here is a basketball fan? I'm a basketball fan, I know that. And there's something else I know. I'm tired of seeing the same teams lose year after year after year after year. Now, there's a name for this epidemic that seems to occur in the NBA very commonly, and it's called tanking. Well, tanking is defined as the concerted effort for teams to lose month after month, even year after year, in order to gain a superstar or a higher draft pick. Now, why would a team do this? Well, this draft pick, this potential superstar that this team brings in, brings a lot of economic success to the city, at least for a little bit. You know, people around the city get hope. They want to buy the team's merchandise. People want to come to the city to watch this young player grow. It brings, like I said, hope to the city. People around the city, they start to believe in not only the team, but more themselves as a whole city. People come together, unity. Well, there are these benefits that tanking can bring, but there are risks as well, which often outweigh the benefits. Mark Cuban, the owner of the Dallas Mavericks, he laid out these risks as the Dallas Mavericks were kind of set to tank this year in basketball. Players cannot develop with no guidance around them, with no winning tradition. With these young players, there is no mentoring around them, no players to turn them into the stars that they could be. A lot of young players come together and they know how to win college games, which is why their names are so high, but they do not know how to win an NBA basketball game. Also, with these young players comes difficulties with coaching. These young players, they have a different mindset. They have a mindset where they know that they can succeed, as they have done in college or even prior to that. So it is hard for them to kind of connect with the coaches if they don't see other people connecting with the coaches, if everybody's a young player. Well, from 1947 to 1965, the NBA was set up where the worst team in the NBA would get the number one pick in the draft. And that was a pretty good system for a while until teams started tanking. Teams started losing games on purpose to get that number one pick in the draft. And from 1950 to 70, the Boston Celtics were able to win 11 championships. Tanking. In 1966, the NBA kind of changed their way of functioning this draft. They introduced a coin flip where the two worst teams in each conference, there are two conferences, they would flip a coin and decide who would get the higher pick. And then the two teams that won the coin flip would do a flip and decide who gets the number one pick. Well, this worked, but teams kept tanking to get in those top four positions because it's a 50-50 chance to get the top pick in your conference. So they thought it out and they came up with a new plan. In 1985, the NBA introduced the lottery system, in which each team that doesn't make the playoffs, they get a chance to get that number one slot. The team with the worst record has a 25% chance of getting the number one pick. Second worst team has a 17% chance. Third worst has an 8.5% chance, and so on. Now, sounds like a great idea, but tanking. Teams continue to tank today, and we're still in this lottery system. So, teams will do this, and even the worst teams, the worst team in the NBA has not received the number one pick before this year since 2004. So these tanking teams, they lose games, they lose fans, they lose supporters with nothing to show for it. And also people have this problem with tanking where the NBA seems kind of like a rigged lottery. the Cleveland Cavaliers, for example, from 2011 to 2014, got 3 first-round picks, 3 number 1 picks in 4 years. This sounds ridiculous, and it could be, but this problem can be fixed. How? There have been different situations that have been introduced, such as a wheel system in which every year a team has a set draft pick that they will get at the beginning of the year, and the wheel turns the next year. And then the team that's next up to get the number 1 pick will get that pick. And this will happen for 30 years, with each team eventually getting the number 1 pick, and each team touching every pick. This is a good system to prevent tanking. There's also a system in which teams that tank their stats are recorded, their hustle stats. So you can tell if they are actually like out there to try to win games or not. And the teams that actually put out the best effort, the teams that need the draft picks, will proceed to, by a voting system, receive the draft pick that they deserve, and so on up until you get to the playoff teams. And I honestly, as a basketball fan, do hope that this problem is fixed. And I'm sure all of you do too. We want to watch good basketball. And thank you for watching.